How you guys doing? This is important. In reference to these people holding me hostage and these people kidnapping me from my mother and father's mansions, did the police in California and other cities and states make YouTube videos? They are obligated in basic information to make YouTube videos or videos that the whole public can access on the internet in reference to when these people had kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. And the History Channel, which would probably take longer for them to make something because they usually make a certain type of production. But in reference to people and the information of making YouTube videos in reference to the nights or the night that I got kidnapped and the other times I got kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions and when I got kidnapped from the studios when I was younger too. Now, another thing of important, I've had a clean record my whole life. Never been involved in anything criminal in any way. The Royal Protocol has been in the media my whole life since I was a baby. You know, even before I got injured when I was a little baby. You know, so lots of things about important or whenever. It's been there since I was born, and it's been in the media since I was born too. So in reference to these people, somebody say, "Oh, why is this man spying on him, burning on him all the time with a satellite?" Somebody needs to answer that question. What was you expecting somebody to do? React to you playing your satellite water torture or your satellite microwaves? You were trying to see if that burnt people. You were trying to see if people reacted like they didn't like it. What have you been doing, government man? You know, so in reference to these people, like their criminal activities of their people, them trying to steal my mother and father's estates, and somebody'd say, yeah, let's think about it. They were trying to steal his mother and father's estates, or something. They're trying to steal my mother and father's estates. And my identity is documented in all 50 states and in all news networks and TV stations and radio stations, more than likely, too. And newspapers, too. So in reference to this man that's trying to steal my identity, what people would you think you'd be hanging out with? Because you wouldn't be able to hang out with my friends. My friends wouldn't hang out with you because they'd know you were a fake in the first place. So anyways, in reference to basic information. So somebody say, well, this man was watching, trying to profile somebody what? Over 19 years? Back in the 80s when your people kidnapped me from Hollywood? What was that for? Because you wanted to steal ransom money from my mother? You were trying to cover up that your people was involved in the murder of my father? You were trying to steal property? You're trying to steal rental properties, government man? You're trying to steal companies? What? You know, why are you staring at me all the time with a satellite? What are you expecting somebody to do? Your people had me held hostage back in the 80s and tried to murder me from satellite. When your people kidnapped me back in the 80s, you were holding me hostage. Yes, you were. And you were zapping me back in the 80s, too. So in reference to your activities, you were burning me. And even in the 70s, when my father got murdered in 76, I was there. I had injuries from the shit back in the 76. Back in the years of 76. So in reference to the information, this is stuff they are doing. I've never done nothing to none of these people. I don't owe them nothing. My parents didn't owe them nothing. These people are deliberately using satellites to burn on me. And they're deliberately trying to steal my mother and father's estates. I'm the only owner. The estates of both my parents are documented in the Royal Protocol in the media. That I am the owner forever, no matter what. So in reference to, they hit me in the throat. So in reference to, hang on, I'm going to cough here in a second. That's a satellite cough. Do you understand that? That is a satellite cough. I don't know if you can. That's from satellite, 100%. See, they dry your throat there, and then they thump your throat, but it causes throat bleeding too. It causes your throat to leak blood because it pierces through. And don't forget, the satellite burning the face and damaging bone and teeth, those are 4th degree burns from microwaves. Do you understand? That it really burns and melts people's bones. So in reference to a satellite man making up shit with their lies, If they're looking at somebody's mouth, they're damaging their teeth. If they're looking at their face, they're damaging their face. If they're looking at their tailbone, they're damaging their tailbone. Whatever they're looking at when they're doing that, those are 4th-degree burns, man. And hello, fire departments and national fire department associations. Many things of importance. And hello, Anorexia Association, the satellite man trying to play shit games, government man hurting my stomach, hurting my tailbone, burning blood, those people trying to steal blood and sperm and genetics. Those people got to go to court, man. You know, and another thing in reference to these people, when you're doing this, what are you doing it for? You're trying to steal, right? You're trying to hold somebody hostage. You're trying to make up false health things by burning people with satellites, right? What are you trying to do? You feel smart? You feel sneaky? You tried to steal my identity, and my identity's backed up by fingerprints and DNA and rare genetic protection laws and deeds laws and news network laws and news broadcasting laws and newspaper freedom of press laws, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You know, your people violate, and beauty laws too, and your people violating my anatomy, violating my life, your people stealing monies that I was supposed to have received. We need to see all your documents, government man. Did you try to claim you thought my parents owed you something? Is that what you tried to say? You need to go on TV, man. We want to hear everything you got to say, government man. That role protocol's in the media 24 hours a day. What's wrong? Are you afraid to be on TV? You afraid to be on a talk show because you think I might show up with my muscles on? Is that what you think, man? You ain't scared of me, man, are you? You're afraid I might kick your ass like Bruce Lee or something, huh? That probably wouldn't happen. You need to go on to court, government man. But anyways, in reference to, and hello IP man, how you doing? Friendly acknowledgements, and hello martial artists, and hello TV shows and productions and martial arts films and romance movies and all different types of movies and comedies and things. So in reference to Satellite Man, what was the reason you thought you'd burn on somebody? Because you thought what? You thought somebody was crazy? You thought you'd mutilate somebody based on your activities of wanting to burn on somebody because you're an arsonist in a satellite control room, right? You're going to get charged with arson too. Arsonistic activities and mutilations. Hope the laws don't disappoint people in this country when it comes to prosecuting your people for your illegal microwaving of people's bodies and body parts, man. Hope the laws don't disappoint. So anyways, lots of things of importance. I'm supposed to be in some martial arts films, you know. And some romance movies and TV shows too. And hello, I can't mention your name because that satellite man terrorizes me. There's a few Hollywood celebrity females and some celebrity guy friends that have known me that this satellite freak doesn't like them or something, and they probably already called that man and told him to stay the hell away from me. He just hit my throat too. But that satellite freak is probably you know, some man that has some criminal history or something. But there's a few celebrity females that I've been friends with that have known me, and this satellite man claims that he tries to claim that he owns those other celebrities or something. I don't know who the freak is in the satellite control room. Some people know who these people are, but I don't have any information in reference to their exact identities of these satellite controllers. But either way, it's a violation of media laws in America because the government does not have a right controlling the media, and the government does not have a right attacking the media. But the Treasury can prosecute people that aren't doing the stories in reference to who I am and who my parents are and my mother and father and family history and the media and my grandfathers in the media. Don't forget what my grandfathers built in Hollywood in the 1800s and on and whatever else they built in reference to the performing arts, man. Don't forget. In reference to my family history, in reference to the performing arts, operatic music, instruments, singing and dancing, performing arts. We need some people in the media to do a story in reference to my grandfathers and their media career and my grandmothers and my mother and father too. Yeah, they were... And my grandfathers was tycoons, someone might say, but they were also entertainment moguls and tycoons in that area too, I guess you'd say. So in reference to particulars, need some historians and filmographers, I guess you'd say, or people that knew, or some people knew, some of my grandfathers, I don't know, some people are getting pretty old, I guess, but everybody better be staying in good shape because there's a long, long time in the future too. You know, people need to eat good choices of food and, you know, contact embassies or places if dirty satellite man starts looking around on people. Lots of call the news networks too. But, you know, in reference to the information of what my grandfathers built in Hollywood. Oh, yeah. You didn't know, huh? You don't know what that means, do you? Usually when I mention that, they toggle my shoulders. Yeah, I'm also known as Little Randolph, if you didn't know. That begins with an R. Don't forget that. And hello, Biltmore, and hello, Hearst Castle, and hello, other places in Hollywood. Lots of things of importance. But, you know, in reference to, don't forget my grandfathers was big producers in the media. And my mother and father was big producers and directors, you know, and singers and performers. Some of the video of my grandfather's singing, some of the videos, I don't know, they they had good sound quality back in those days, you know, so, you know, but my family usually dressed up as a different artist, and besides their business, certain things, like they dress up as a character and perform several different types of performances in the media back in those days too. You guys know how like Charlie Chaplin dressed up, or the Marx Brothers, or, you know, other characters back in those days. Lots of things of importance. So in reference to the satellite man staring at me, man, what are you trying to do? Trying to get somebody to do something? It's always never signed, never gave, never sold, never, not ever going to, not never. And you got to follow the policies and the laws of this country. And your opinion is illegal to be slandering my character, government, man. Don't you understand what the laws are, man? Illegal detainment violations. Plus, you kidnapped me from over 2,300 miles away from California. And there had already been police reports back in the day in Hollywood in reference to people trying to kidnap me when I was younger, when they tried to kidnap me from Hollywood several times. And other cities and states. All cities and states that have records of where they had tried to kidnap me from my mother and father's estates, and people tried to extort, or they tried to get ransom monies, or, you know, even if there was like small police reports, like in Chicago when I was little and my mother and father was alive and we were in Chicago, there was security situations where people had tried to steal, or they tried to get close to me to kidnap me, even when I was a little boy. Like there was at my mother and father's mansions in Chicago, and, you know, some of my mother and father's mansions are in downtown Chicago, you know, the Gold Coast area and other places, and in the suburbs, and some places are, you know, far out. But, you know, I own all the properties of my mother and father and grandparents forever. It's never going to change. I'm the owner forever. So in reference to information, people need to make YouTube videos as soon as possible. Just make a few short ones, throw some stuff out there. Then make some longer ones, longer videos if you want. Talk about subjects, things you're curious about, things someone might be interested, but kind of keep it focused on about this situation going public, and in reference to who I am and who my parents are, and factual DNA information, and find out why these people are doing this. It's treason, it's violations of law in reference to their crimes of holding me hostage. There are people denying my identity and my family history. Are they denying who my grandparents are too? Those people need to go into court. They're shaking my arm with the satellite. Anyways, main things of importance.